Meghan Markle just did the one thing she swore she'd never do. She came back. And at the exact same moment, the royal door that slammed on her 4 years ago swung open again. But behind palace walls, something almost blew it all apart. This is the comeback nobody saw coming. Let's rewind, because this only lands if you know the fall. Meghan met Harry in 2016 while she was starring on the hit legal drama Suits. 2 years later, she gave it all up. She quit acting. She married a prince. She became a working royal. Then in 2020, it cracked. Harry and Meghan walked away from the monarchy and flew to California. What followed was one of the ugliest public family splits in modern history. First came the Oprah interview in 2021, the one with the bombshell claims. Then, in 2023, Harry's memoir, Spare, which spilled the family's private business to the entire world. The accusations cut deep on both sides. For years after, Meghan barely spoke in public. She built a lifestyle brand, later called As Ever. She launched a podcast. She stayed behind the scenes. And when a reporter asked her flat out in 2022 if she'd ever act again, her answer was one word: done. She wasn't just closing a chapter, she was closing a door, or so everyone thought. Because 4 years later, that same woman would be back on camera and back on British soil. And nobody, not even the palace, was ready for what came with it. So let's start with the comeback itself. It didn't arrive with a bang. It crept in. Last year, Meghan quietly filmed a cameo in a Hollywood comedy playing herself. Her castmates? Brie Larson, Lily Collins, Jack Quaid, and Henry Golding. It was her first time acting in nearly 8 years. The news broke through the British press, and people did a double take. The woman who said done was standing on a film set. Then it kept going. She and Harry turned up at the Sundance Film Festival, backing a documentary they'd produced. Her Netflix cooking show scored its first ever Emmy nomination. Now let's be honest, it's a daytime Emmy, not the primetime kind. But it's a nod she'd never had before, and the ceremony airs this October. Her team confirmed the show would return too, this time as one-off specials instead of a full season. Here's where it gets strange. All of this was landing at once. New film, new TV. A booming brand one product reportedly pulled in tens of millions, though treat that figure as an estimate. And then, this month, the moment that broke the internet. Meghan appeared on MasterChef Australia. And halfway through, Harry surprised her, live on camera. She laughed and called him a charmer. It was warm. It was human. It was a completely different Meghan than the one the tabloids had spent years painting. So people started asking the real question. Was this just luck? Or was Meghan rebuilding her image on purpose, piece by piece, right before something huge? Because behind all the cameras, a much quieter story was moving. Back in May 2025, Harry sat down for an emotional BBC interview. He said he wanted to reconcile with his family. And he said the line that stopped people cold: life is precious. His father had cancer that summer. Aides for both men met secretly at a private club in London. It was small. It was quiet. But everyone called it the first step. By September, Harry and Charles finally met face-to-face at Charles' London home, Clarence House, their first time together in 19 months. The freeze was thawing. Then came the plan that would test all of it. Harry was heading back to Britain partly for the Invictus Games, which are coming to Birmingham in 2027. But this time, he wasn't coming alone. And the days before that trip turned into chaos. So let's talk about the chaos. Just days before the visit, King Charles offered Harry a room at Buckingham Palace. Harry accepted. And then the offer vanished. According to Newsweek, aides pulled it back after checking with the king. Just like that, Harry was locked out of the palace he grew up in. Why? One report from the Daily Beast claims aides panicked, reportedly afraid Harry would turn the visit into a spectacle on royal ground. Fair or not, the room was gone. There was another wall to security. Harry's years-long fight over police protection nearly kept Meghan and the kids away entirely. And that same week, a British court threw out his lawsuit against the publisher of the Daily Mail. He lost. It was a brutal stretch, but then, on July 10th, it happened anyway. King Charles hosted Harry, Meghan, and their 2 children at Highgrove, his private country home. Buckingham Palace confirmed it. The family had reportedly flown in from Europe and stayed at Althorpe Diana's childhood home, the place where she's buried. And here's the part that hits hardest. Charles hadn't seen his grandchildren in over 4 years. 4 years! The last time was the Queen's Platinum Jubilee back in 2022. Archie's now 7, Lilibet's 5, and their grandfather was meeting them again, almost from scratch. It was also the first time Harry and Meghan had been in Britain together since the Queen's funeral. Later, that same year, the palace released nothing. No photos, no details, reportedly a rule Charles set himself. Meghan gave away just one glimpse, sharing a quiet shot of the family at Diana's old home. And one more thing leaked out. Reportedly, Charles made sure Camilla was in the room as a witness. A father meeting his son with someone placed there just to watch it happen. Because 30 miles away, Prince William was playing polo. Guards Polo Club, Windsor, Kate in the stands. The same day. The brothers didn't meet. They didn't even try. And William reportedly hasn't appeared in public with Harry since 2024. One royal expert put it bluntly, William stays adamant. He doesn't trust his brother. Another said there's no real reconciliation without William in the room. In fact, one commentator argued the real reconciliation hasn't even begun, that this was a first meeting, not a finish line. And a royal author warned there's a bigger non-negotiable in all this, Queen Camilla. Mend things with her, or there's no mending things with Charles. Meghan got her comeback, the film, the show, the brand, all of it. Charles got his grandkids back, even if only for an afternoon. He's still in cancer treatment, and at a recent event, Harry told guests his dad is doing great. Reportedly, the king wants more time with the kids. But the family? Still cracked down the center. Some experts even claim William and Charles now want a united front, worried Harry could overshadow the monarchy's work. And when that court ruled against Harry, one outlet asked its readers if they felt sorry for him. Most said no. Remember the woman who said done? She's not done with anything. She's back on TV, back in Britain, and back in the story she once walked away from. The door's open. The only question left is how long it stays that way. So here's what I want from you. Is this real family healing or a perfectly timed performance? Tell me below. I read every single one. And if you want the full story on why William still won't let Harry back in and what it would actually take, that's the video to watch next. Subscribe if you want the real royal story, kept honest and kept tight every week. I'll see you in the next one.